morning everybody to my blues piano tutorial on an easy entrance to blues improvisation. I get regular letters saying like I'm 50 or 70 and I just started playing blues again and please help. So this is for those who are in the beginning, and for this I'm gonna take a couple of aspects from videos I already did. There's also the question for the left hand. The left hand you can in the beginning treat really in a simple fashion, like just playing fourth notes with the root, the major third and the 7. Same goes for F and for G. Blues is archaic old music, it's simple music in its origin, and the whole thing with the and stuff that comes much later and is not the original intent. The original was just guitarists playing very simple chords, and we can do the same. It sounds very, very bluesy. And also these fourths will help us as a metronome for the right hand. Now, we want to create blues sound, right? And for that we have the blues scale. If you want that repeated and slow, just type in Christian piano blues scale in the YouTube search function. You can basically search for all aspects if you want my video on it, just by using YouTube search and then type in Christian or Christian piano or Christian blues, and for example scale or improvisation or New Orleans piano. You don't even have to go to my playlists for that. Okay, but the blues scale is only providing us with the basic sound. Now of course, if we bake a lemon cake, we put some emphasis on the lemon, that you can taste the lemons, right? And this is the same with the blues cake. What makes the blues cake are the blue notes, like this one, and this one, and this one. These are the decisive notes. The blues scale is not a democracy. Some are more important than others, some of the notes. For example, when we accentuate this one, we get a much bluesier sound than when we accentuate this one, the root. For example, now I do it the other way, accentuate this one. Same, I do it with the flat 5. Now I turn it around. Same with the 7. These accentuations are important, otherwise nobody knows it's a lemon cake. So when we start playing simple scale, we try to accentuate these notes, this one, or this one, and you will already see whatever you do, it already sounds bluesy. Like, let's say we play these 3 before they're part of the blues scale, and we run towards this one. We can accentuate them just by dynamics, playing them louder, or we can accentuate them by repeating them. Like you would just not put 1 lemon in the cake, but 3. Oh God, it's going to be an awful cake. Yeah, okay. Here again, I took 3 notes to charge and then hit this with an accent. Or I take these 3 notes and hit this with an accent. We charge because the charge gives it more strength. You can really compare this, like, for example, running against a wall, if you insist. But it's really comparable to the real world. If we charge, like charging means, you know, the initial running to get thrust. It's comparable, actually, to this charging in the real world. If we charge, it has a more dynamic effect than if we just play. You see? You really feel that somebody is starting to run, or you see, these dynamics that are on the keyboard are just on plastic keys, but our brain transports it into something quite mechanical, quite real world-like, something physical. Okay, we use this charging again. We play. You can charge fast or you can charge slow. And then we hit the wall and bump off the wall. We run again. We love it. Back, back, and we fall back, feeling dizzy but happy. Now, we could. Now, okay, the change of chords we do in a second, like, or bumping off. And we can also bump off to the root again, like, you can really imagine boof, drp, boof, drp. I cannot emphasize this enough. The thing we do here has a correlation to the real world. Otherwise, our emotions wouldn't understand it. So that's why metaphors from the real world are so powerful, because you have an image of the real world and then you can understand, yeah, this running against something, or it's falling down the stairs. Same, I tell you, fall down the stairs and so these images are really helpful. Now you might have realized that when we hit these blue notes, the tension notes, I call them, because they put up tension, that they strive to a non-tension state. For example, it wants to go from tension back to non-tension. Now the biggest non-tension note is the root. There's no tension at all. This is where the story starts and the story ends. And in between we have a little life to develop. A little possibly attractive life. A little drama that goes. Hitting a wall is a little drama. We all hit walls. Every day. And then we go back. You know, just talking to your boss is, for most people, hitting a wall because you don't get any further. So you hit the wall, you come from your seat, and now you're going to tell your boss your opinion about the new project. And you bump, she says no. You bump, you say no, he says no. And then you go back to your seat where you belong. Okay? So we have these tension notes and the natural tendency to go back to a non-tension state. They're like half-tension states. For example, the 5. It's the 5th, and it's also like, maybe it's the sofa right before your boss's office, where you bump. And then after that you have a rest there. You go back to your seat. Okay? Basically, with tension, we take off tension. We have tension, we take off tension. And with this you already know much more than all the tutorials. They say, play the place blues scale up and down, hooray, you made it. And then we play, you made it. You already play better blues than those. Because it's all about what it's really about, the essence. And you can hear it. It's not just I'm talking smart here, you can hear it. Tension and back. Sounds bluesy, you cannot deny this. Now, you can either run against the wall. These are the steps of your run, of your charge. Or, as some prefer, you can jump against the wall. It's a bit more painful, but also very effective. Now let's jump against the wall. From here, we do one thrust, we get off our feet and jump and hit this wall. Okay. And we bump off. Or even faster. And dribble off, whatever. Or and go to non-tension. Here, hurt, ouch, hurt by the tension in your head, and you roll off. Now, what about going to the next tension state one octave higher? Imagine you're breaking through the wall. The wall is here. Jump again. Jump again. Now you've jumped through. You convinced your boss. Yeah, you're not just going back. You convinced your boss and you reach the next level. And he declares you the boss of the branch of the supermarket or Tesco's. So you can come through, and then you hit the next wall, and you hit again. You can go on with these little dramas and work your way up. And if you look at a good piano solo, that's what it just does. Is again, through to boss. Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit, hit, hit it, hit it, hit it, and through. You see, it was just 3 of our little dramas, and we made a little career. A solo is a little career with drama in it, with resistance and with little successes and little failures. So this is that for the single line now, an ideal inspiration, how to deal it and how to picture it. And you would do really nicely if you can connect to the images also emotionally. Because if you just repeat, like, oh, play loud, it will not sound as good and as authentic than if you really feel you want to get this to the boss. Otherwise you're playing to, I don't know, you're just imitating a feeling. Like, oh yes, boss, oh yes, oh boss, yes, please, please. But you might even hit another note. Get me through. Get me through. Okay, I didn't manage, but I'm not giving up. Get me through. And so you must really put some kind of anger or energy in this that is somehow connected to your soul and not just copy it. That is what classical pianists too do if they want to play blues. They're just copying blues style, and it sounds always ridiculous. Like, I've seen that like with an excellent classical pianist, and he played Summertime, and it always sounds like, well, I'm not playing Summertime now, but same. Oh, I'm so bluesy. Oh, I'm accentuating, please, boss. It doesn't work because he didn't get the anger of it. Because classic is not about anger, but it's about, classical is about cultivating your anger. It's all about culture. And blues is all about roughness. It's the opposite. So that's why they can't play it. Now, play this and hard and go back. And then do the same with the 7 and do the same with the minor third. You can charge the minor third from here. If you need a charge, this is very small charge. It's great and it's done a billion times, but you can also, you take these 3 notes to charge. Gives you a bit longer charge. Remember repeating. Then you go to the F. You see how effective this is, huh? So now practice and even over-exaggerate the expression. Rather do too much in the beginning than too little. Rather play, like, so that you get a feeling for the dynamics in your fingertips. Exaggeration always helps in the beginning to make it clear to your brain what's going on. Now, you start with, for example, these couple of lines. And then you can do all of these lines through all the chords. Is already nice blues. Next line. Dum, da, dum, da, dum. Accentuating. Again, you can do this on all other chords as well. Now this one. Again. Dun da ba da dun da da da. And the next same here. Dun da 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 da. Again. One more time. And down on C. Then on F. And so on. You saw already a little thingy here, which you can also start to use. This is slide. It's also very important for the blues sound. Yeah. And the last one. I played it a couple of times. Da 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 and again. Accent. Again. Insisting. You remember, repetition is always also emphasizing. So by volume, by velocity, and we repeat also. And we have this tension going down again. To the zero tension state, which sometimes I call home button. So dear blues beginners, I hope you learned something from this, and if you want to learn more, please subscribe. I'm happy about all of you coming to me, and see you in my next tutorial. Bye bye from Berlin. I hope you liked my video and that you learned something. Now you can subscribe. Just press this subscribe button or click on another of my videos on this side. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.